Hey everyone, today the official channel of Dying Light released an interview with the director of the Dying Light series, Timon Smektala, and I decided to gather all the most interesting points in a short video. As always, no fluff, just the facts in one place. Let's get started. We'll start with the coolest question in my opinion, which the developers addressed. How big is the map in the game? The answer we got is that the map won't be as large as in the second game, because the new part will be slightly smaller and more compact. The new map will be closer in size to Dying Light 1 and Dying Light the following. Timon also mentioned that the developers are trying to make the map more handcrafted, meaning they aim to create unique places, alleys, streets, and buildings. They are focusing on the quality of the game world rather than its size. Instead of generating a lot of buildings, they want to create more memorable spots and locations. Almost every element of the world will hide some secret or story. For example, if you jump into a random pipe, you might find something secret and unexpected. Even though the world will be smaller, it will be the most densely packed. Another question was about new enemies. As Timon said, the freaks will be an important part of the enemies in the new game. Freaks are mutants created through experiments on ordinary people, and each freak will have different abilities. Their background is somewhat similar to that of Kyle Crane, as they were subjected to DNA experiments resulting in various mutations. We'll be able to encounter these unique freaks while exploring the open world, acting as secret unique bosses. A new feature involves human enemies, who will now be able to shoot, which will be a significant part of the game. The developers are also adding new AI for shooting, but as Timon noted, they definitely don't want to turn the new game into a shooter. Regarding the tools Kyle Crane will have, the developer said they can't reveal everything just yet, but there will be presentations soon where they will show more. What's certain is that the grappling hook will return to the game. Will old characters appear in the new game? The developer dodged the question, but it was clear that Techland is planning something. Timon mentioned that they are very proud of the new story, so revealing any details would spoil the atmosphere for players ahead of the game's release. Another question was about post-release support for the new game. Timon believes it's too early to answer, as the game needs to be released first. However, he mentioned that they won't abandon the second game, and updates will continue for it. There won't be more story DLCs, but non-story DLCs will still be released. An interesting point was about being able to explore every interior in the game. In the Beast, you can enter any house or building and see what's inside. This was done because the developers handcrafted every corner of the world, adding secrets and Easter eggs. However, the new map isn't set in an urban area, so it was sometimes challenging for the developers to recreate the parkour that has become the series' hallmark. To maintain parkour, they made interiors accessible, allowing you to jump into and climb through any building. This way they kept parkour an essential part of the game. Regarding vehicles, one of the interesting questions was about whether you can switch the camera when in a vehicle from third person to first person. The developer responded that they will most likely keep it in third person only, as this perspective adds more immersion and tension during chases or timed missions. Plus, it helps players focus more on the surrounding world, and additionally, the game engine has been significantly improved since the second part, which will bring many enhancements in terms of graphics and gameplay. Lighting, the sky, and other features will also be upgraded. It was also mentioned that you can start the new game without having played the previous parts. A classic question came up: is this new DLC or a standalone game? Timon immediately confirmed that it's a new game. After completing the story, players will have access to free roam, meaning you can go back and finish remaining quests and tasks. This suggests that the previously mentioned 18 hours of gameplay likely refers only to the story. Again, if developers leave free roam, they're likely to make it interesting by adding more content and Easter eggs, which we loved in previous installments. Timon also noted that it's hard for him to say how many hours players will spend, as everyone plays differently. What I really liked about the interview is that Timon openly mentioned Easter eggs, saying there will be a lot of them in the game, and players who want to discover them all will spend a lot of time doing so. As for the time period in the game, does it take place before the second part, after the first, or when exactly? Timon smiled at this question and said that there's a lot of misinformation on the internet and within the community about it. He clearly stated that Dying Light, the Beast, takes place after the events of Dying Light 2. According to the story, Kyle Crane was captured for 13 years, during which experiments were conducted on him. This took place between the events of the first and second games. The new game will answer what happened during this time. As you can see, we've received another huge batch of details about the game. The more we discuss it on the channel, the more information comes to light. What do you think about this? Please share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll keep updating you on everything related to the new Dying Light, The Beast.